Have you ever been so excited to see your results? And you're just like, oh my god, I'm so excited, I put in all this effort and everything. And only for you to just get there and then you're like, what happened? What's this? How did all this happen? And you start to get angry, you start to get frustrated, and then you start having so many regrets and wishing that you never even attended that class in the first place. Well, today I'm going to help you to convert that your energy into an academic comeback. I'm going to be talking about the major 3 stages that actually are involved in your academic comeback. The action steps, the mindset shifts, and the keys that will be very essential in every single stage of the academic comeback. So anyways, let's get into it. And so the first stage, if you ask me, is actually intentionality. Now we can see that okay, something has gone wrong, and we need to start doing the things that will help us to actually have the academic comeback. And so the action steps for this simple stage is actually quite simple. We're going to ensure that every single day for at least 30 minutes that you read. Because the things that you do every day that actually surmount over time and actually creates impact is not what you do once in a while. You have to figure out a way that you can read for just at least 30 minutes. I'm not even saying that it should be only 30 minutes, preferably longer than that actually. But just the only reason why it's 30 minutes so that you can ensure that you're actually doing it every single day. And so during that 30 minutes, these are the action steps that we'll actually be taking. What you're going to be focusing on this time is not all those your passive income, you're reading from the notes, you're writing down as you're reading, all that nonsense. But we're actually going to be focusing more on active income. I know I always say it, but I'm still going to say it anyways. And so during this your 30 minutes, during your intentionality stage, what you need to be focusing on is things like SQ3R. SQ3R, where you skim, create questions that you could possibly think of from that thing, read it, review it, and then repeat over and over again. And one thing I love about the technique is that as you're answering those questions, you're actively participating in actually reading that thing. SQ3R is something that I think I've forgotten it, but I think it needs to be brought back. Because it's very, very helpful in the sense that you're also generating potential questions that could actually come out. And so just imagine you generating those questions only for you to get to exam hall, and that's exactly what you're seeing with 3R. And then the second technique that is very essential, this your intentionality stage, is reading ahead. Like today, since I'm just talking about techniques that I've forgotten about for a long time, but these OGs need to be brought back. I remember that time in secondary school when you read ahead of the class, and then by the time you start talking about it, the teacher is like, okay, this and this, and it's so much easier for you to understand and follow him or her anyways. But sometimes around the semester things just get busy and someone lose track of it. But it's something that I feel like is very, very essential. For a film, she always talks about how it's very essential to read ahead, because as the lecturer is not talking, you already have the questions that you want to ask. And it's not something that you have to take a long time to do. Inside your 30 minutes, you can just use like 5 minutes to just look at it. You don't even have to really understand it, but at least having an idea of what's going to be taught in your next class is going to be your best bet at actually ensuring that this semester gives you that your academic comeback. And so the first mindset shift is shifting from there's no point to there is a point. Because at that point you're simply thinking that what's the point? I already put in that effort last semester, it did not work out. Why should I even try my best again? Like, there's no point in me doing all that. But a friend once told me that if you knew that you were actually going to get at your specific result, if you actually just put in the effort, would you actually do it? And so that's just a better way for you to think about it. Don't think about it that if you do it that it won't come to pass. But if you actually put in that your effort, you're increasing your possibility of you actually getting there to like 8 over 10. So the second mindset shift is simply what is worth doing is worth doing well. If you're going to actually get the result you want to get, you have to go just put in everything you have. You have to just do everything to the best of your ability. Don't expect that you give life half its effort and expect the full result. It never works that way. You have to give everything, or you have to give everything to do your schoolwork, every bit of your energy. You have to give it your time, you have to give it your thoughts, you have to give it your everything. Whatever you think you can do, whatever energy you think you have left, just give it to that thing, because whatever is worth doing is definitely worth doing well. So the second stage of your academic comeback is consistency. Action steps for the consistency stage is simply number 1, PQ. PQ. It's not just about you cramming the PQ, but the reason for doing PQ in this particular stage is simply for you to understand, okay, these are the kind of questions that are going to come, and these are the kind of things that my lecturer like to set. Around this your consistency stage, this is probably between your test 1 and your test 2, because at this point you might actually be slowing down your momentum, but that is the main point where you actually need to get more consistent than you've actually ever been. That practicing of PQ does help you to understand, okay, this is what my lecturer usually does. This person, he wants you to set it exactly as it is in his note. Oh, this lecturer, he just gives you the exact example. This is where you start to understand, okay, this is what your lecturer wants, your lecturer does not want. So that PQ during the consistency stage is very, very essential. And then the second technique that's very, very essential during the consistency stage is writing from memory. This is something that I think I left it behind for a while, but I have to just bring it back. After you finish from a class now, instead of you just going, okay, let me just go and go over the notes all over again that the lecturer said, instead practice and say, okay, the lecturer talked about this today in class, how much of this can I remember from it? And then you now look into the notes and start correcting yourself from where you missed it. That way you're actually using your brain much more than if you were just writing, okay, this is what the lecturer said during. You're not really having your brain participate as much as it should be inside that particular reading session. So that's why I really emphasize on writing from memory. And then the last one is the Feynman technique. Of course, right now you're in the consistency stage, yeah. So you've already read a lot, you've already done a lot of work at that point. So at that point, one of the things that can easily help you is teaching somebody else. It will also help you to put more into your long-term memory than into your short-term memory. And sometimes you might not actually have somebody else that you can actually teach, but you can just pretend like you're actually teaching somebody and try your best and explain it in the simplest way possible. Of course, for some particular courses here, you should be told. The lecturer might just want you to give it to him exactly as he told you. Apart from you just getting the grade, it will also just help you to understand it better. And moving on to mindset shift, the first one is simply the quotes that I've said a lot of times on this channel, and it is, you will never change your life until you change something that you do every day, by John C. Maxwell. That is why I told you guys in the intentionality stage that you have to ensure that you do that reading at least 30 minutes a day, because reading that course over and over again is going to plant it more in your memory than if you just read it once this time, okay, read it once again next month, you read it for test. I don't know about other, but like for someone like me, it will be a whole lot easier for me to remember if I read it more and more and more and more, because now you're putting it more into your long-term memory than into your short-term memory, which is what things like cramming and all that actually help you to do. So you have to just learn to just be consistent, like that mindset. You like so instead of just like reading during the weekend, but like trying your best to read like every single day, have to actually make things a whole lot easier for you. And the second message is simply the compound effect. I know I've already talked about it, but like why not? The compound effect is simply the summation of small actions over a period of time that lead to big results. So that 30 minutes every single day might not be looking like it's much. That 30 minutes every day might not be looking like as if it's something serious, but do it for just 1 week, do it for 1 month, and you definitely see the difference. A friend of mine once told me that it's better for you to pray for 30 minutes every single day than for you to pray 6 hours at the beginning of the month and never pray again. Why? The constant contact, it just helps to close the bridge between you and that your assignment, between you and that your note, between you and that your particular topic. The constant contact, it will put it more into your long-term memory and into your short-term memory. It's one of the many reasons you see people that they can remember things for a long time and wondering, wow, how are they doing it? It's simply because they have been putting that thing into their long-term memory instead of into their short-term memory. And if you have a friend that you actually want to also share this academic comeback, be sure to share this with them because you're a good friend. So the third stage of the academic comeback is simply intensity. And so the action steps for this your intensity stage is: number 1, revision with mind mapping. So at this point, you probably know all the topics that you're going to do, or you've even done all topics. So you can just simply draw a circle in the middle and then draw out and show that, okay, these are the topics, and then write as much as you can from each of them. And then you can start to notice, okay, this is the topic that I'm not really understanding much, this topic I'm not really understanding that much. And this is very essential in this particular stage because by this time you're already approaching the exam. So that way you can easily tell that, okay, this one I'm having issues, this one I'm not having issues. So that's the whole point behind that whole mind mapping. And then revision by past questions again. At this point, you're not just practicing the questions itself, we're also practicing how fast you can be. And this is also very helpful, especially when it comes to things like maths now. So at this point now you can start understanding, okay, I'm very slow at this particular type. When I reach exam, I most likely won't do this part. Oh, I'm very good at this part. This is most likely what I will answer. And so doing all this, I hope that this will actually help you to get that academic comeback that you're actually looking for. And the first mindset shift under intensity is something that I learned from one of my teachers, and he simply told me that everybody can be consistent, but not everybody can be intense. Because most people, they might be consistent, like, oh, today they'll read 1 hour, tomorrow they'll read 5 minutes. But it takes a lot of discipline for you to do the exact same thing every single day without fail. So this your intensity stage. It's just mainly about you doing those things, but doing them in a more consistent manner. Not just being consistent, but having what you do every day simply become consistent. And so the mindset shifts for this particular stage once again is better is the end than the beginning. It's better for you to even be more fiery at the end than for you to be fiery at the beginning and then you just going somewhere in the middle. That's why sustainable systems are really, really good. Things that you can do over time without having to struggle to do it. Because if you start the whole semester, you're like, oh, I'll start reading for 4 hours a day. When you've not even been reading for 3 hours a day normally, you're definitely going to find it very difficult. But finding what you can do every single day without fail to be a whole lot easier for you to be consistent and also be intense. And the second magic shift of the intensity is simply you do not come this far to give up. You do not go through all those tests, you do not go through all those assignments, you do not forcefully go through all those group projects simply to give up. Like, you do not come all the way this far just to be like, oh, I'm very tired, I can't do anymore. Believe me, you can actually do. So now if you actually want some day-to-day stuff that you can actually take during your semester to ensure that you don't fall back on your academic comeback, we got a video by this side where I talk more in depth about what you need to do about your assignments, your tests and your exams to ensure that you actually don't lose track of yourself during the exams. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.